Nobody's responding to me, please. Yes, have you guys been able to confirm the incorporated joint venture as asked you guys to read up? I need to hear from the class. Have you guys been able to read up on IJBS? I need a response from class, please. Hello? So what is IJBA?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I will log out. I will log out if these guys are not ready to be participatory. I will log out. I don't really have that time. I will log out. I don't have that kind of scrappy time, please.
An IJV is a
Because
business
I
structure.
gave you, listen, please. I gave you guys all the materials. You don't expect me to spoon feed anybody. It's a waste of time to do that. We gave you materials. For those of you who can't afford it, we donated books in the library for you guys that contains everything ahead of time for you guys to read also participatory as against dictating stuff like old school. And I told you to go and read up on IJB. It's not even lengthy anyway. Even if it's lengthy, you guys are the ones who in quest of knowledge, not me. And you have all those things out there and say you guys should go and read it up because today is going to be essentially kind of division or kind of the class discussion like we did last time. I'm with you. Continue.
So, an IJV is a kind of business structure where the state national oil company and private oil companies form a separate legal entity. They incorporate in order to conduct petroleum operations. IJVs were developed so that they can address challenges with oil, the traditional joint venture models because of funding and operational efficiency. An example of an IJV in Nigerian oil and gas industry is the Nigerian Liquid and Natural Gas Limited. With NLNG, there are partners such as NNPC, Shell, Total, and Eni. I think NNPC controls about 49% of the total equity. With the structure, IJVs the partners own shares in the company proportional to their investments, and they have their own board of directors and management team. With IJVs, IOCs usually hold minority shares, but major decisions comes from NNPC and the IOCs. I think that's all I have on IJVs.
Did you read who read the IJB as indicated in the book that in the materials I gave to you guys? Who did? Who did? I'm open to hear from class. Who did? So nobody read it. Okay. You see, you have to go back and read that. And I won't say more than that, but I'll guide you as to what is provided in there. If you go and look at chapter 10 of the book that I gave you on the aspect that has NNPC, it provides for IJVs. Hope you guys are listening.
Yes, sir.
Good. Provides for IJVs. IJVs are forms of corporate entities under the new Petroleum Industry Act. The establishment and regulation of incorporated joint venture companies, otherwise called IJVs, is not or was not an essential part of the governance structure until the PIA came into being. But with the PIA, it says NNPC Limited and other parties to Joint Operating Agreement, JOA, in respect of upstream petroleum operation may, on voluntary basis, structure their joint operating agreement as a joint venture carried out by way of a limited liability company, each referred to as Incorporated Joint Venture Company, IJVC, based on the principles established in the second schedule to the Petroleum Industry Act. So you need to also see the second schedule to the Petroleum Industry Act. By virtue of the PIA, incorporated joint venture companies, IJVCs, shall not be subject to the provisions of Fiscal Responsibility Act and Public Procurement Act, but shall be an independent entity having a strong commercial orientation and transparent company operation for its IJV shareholders, with clear rules for accountability. IJVs are now part of the petroleum law in Nigeria. Until recently, Nigeria had applied the more common version of a joint venture organization, which is largely unincorporated. They are less risky and are easier to unbundle when compared to organizational mergers and do not create partnership. With the scale of organization within oil and gas industry, antitrust concerns and importance of national energy security, unincorporated joint ventures are a useful way of acquiring the benefit of collaboration with no economic and political risk associated with it. But with the provision of the Petroleum Industry Act, those joint ventures are now supposed to be structured like a company. IJV is an incorporated company, which is a separate legal entity like a normal company. A shareholder agreement is set out between the joint venture members or partners. It states their respective interests in the JVs. Each party's liability is limited to the asset held in the IJV company. A company structure can be relatively flexible as is governed by the Companies and Allied Matters Act. Expenditures are payable by the IJVs and income is taxed at the level of the company and at the rate applicable to the company before it is received by IJV members. IJV is seen as a solution to the present difficulties faced by NNPC and others in financing its share of the joint venture cash costs. This is based on the perception that an IJV is more likely to be in a position to raise funds from loans and equity markets. This model has been applied and proven to be successful in the case of liquefied natural gas projects. However, if a new model of IJV is created under the Petroleum Industry Act to yield the desired result, it is vital that each IJV has to retain a substantial amount of its earnings for reinvestment and debt servicing, subject to operational details of IJVs as stipulated in the second schedule to the Petroleum Industry Act. So we can read up generally on the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act as it relates to IJVs as well as the second schedule. Is that okay? Now you understand what IJV is all about. Second schedule talks about details in the second schedule. You also have the second schedule copied as part of chapter 10 of that book. It talks about how it may be created pursuant to NNPC and pursuant to Companies and Allied Matters Act, and what to be agreed and what parties may do prior to incorporation and the mode of sharing things. It also talks about what happens after they are incorporated. And once they are incorporated, upon incorporation of IJVs, it can carry out upstream, midstream, and downstream petroleum operations subject to appropriate fiscal regime as specified in the Act. Provided, however, that parties may wish to enter into more than one stream of operations, they can or they shall incorporate separate entities. What it means is that once IJV and IJV is incorporated, they can enter into midstream, downstream of upstream, midstream, and downstream petroleum operations for that purpose. But if they wish to go into several oil blocks and other operations, meaning they want to go into one stream for this IJVA and they are thinking of going into downstream for another IJVA, it says they must incorporate separate IJVA. One will go into upstream, one may go into midstream, one may go into downstream. Not that you use one IJVA to do everything. So they have to incorporate it separately. So incorporated joint venture shall be deemed to be the sole licensee or lessee as applicable of each petroleum prospecting license or petroleum mining lease held jointly under the applicable existing joint operating agreements immediately prior to its operation. And so on and so on. So you go back and thoroughly read what that schedule is provided for, including the profit sharing. So you read the IJVAs and the principle outlined in the Petroleum Industry Act second schedule as it relates to incorporated joint venture petroleum sector. Is that okay? Once you've done that, we'll not take it up to discuss it because we have one topic to go. Who has a copy of the book? Hello, class.
Sorry, what book, sir?
Is it the textbook, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I have a copy.
We do, sir.
Where did you buy it from?
The bookshop, sir.
Bookshop Unilag?
Yes, the one at the annex, sir.
Oh, okay. Why not tell your colleagues also? Because all those things are there.
So what we do is that at times we take pictures and we send it on the group chat, sir.
Okay, take pictures of the book. Don't get it.
Like we take pictures of the chapters at times and we forward it on the group chat.
But I already even given you the chapters, even in soft copies. So I don't know why you guys are not doing it. You won't be able to proceed unless you read the joint venture because we want to discuss, next week we want to discuss institutions. We want to discuss petroleum regulatory institutions and others. And I intend to wrap up with that. I thought we'll have read JVAs and the rest so that we can have a kind of a tutorial like we did. But I guess that won't work this time around. So you guys should go and read up on that. Use the remaining of the class to go and read up on that and discuss advantages and disadvantages of the respective structure in the petroleum sector. Hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
The structure meaning the models. So when we meet next week, hopefully because we can't do much, because you guys are not ready for the class today. Take the remaining part of the class to read up on that. I will take it from there. So that you have a better understanding of what that is. These are practical things. It's not just to be reading things. You need to know what are the requirements, board resolution, requirement of joint incorporation, and if it's incorporated, what are the legal strength? What are the legal essence of incorporated joint venture? Is it compulsory? The answer is no. It may. It is the word the act says may. But once it's incorporated, it shall be the only licensee in respect of those. So go and read up on that. Then we'll have a mini tutorial before we wrap up on the remaining part of the topic because we still have one topic left. Is that okay, guys? So
Yes,
the class is not over, but read up on the incorporated joint venture. Use the remaining 20-30 minutes to read up on that. But I can't just be reading things. It won't be, you guys will make sense of it. Go all out now and get that chapter 10, which this with NNPC is one of the topics we talk. And under it, we have incorporated joint venture as well as settlement schedule. Those are very important. I can't dictate everything on to you now. It's a bit lengthy. So, and it doesn't make sense dictating because you can always have access to it. And you already have access to it because I sent you those stuff. Have a lovely day. See you. We're meeting again on Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Monday, what time on Monday?
at 12:30, sir.
12:30, okay. Everybody must be ready before that.
Thank
Read
you.
all those areas because I'm even thinking of what to do, whether to give you guys. Because have you done your CAs?
Yes, sir. We're giving a CA by Professor Ayuadisa, and the deadline is even today, sir. That's why we want to apologize for our non-participation in the class today, sir.
No problems. See you guys on Monday.